Samsung might have just quietly confirmed something big. The Galaxy S26 lineup isn't complete yet. Even though the main models are already out, there's now strong evidence that a fourth device is on the way, and it could be the one most people actually end up buying. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Here's what's happening. New listings spotted in the GSMA database reveal three unreleased Samsung phones: the Samsung Galaxy S26 FE, the Samsung Galaxy M47 5G, and the Samsung Galaxy F70 Pro 5G. That might sound like a routine leak, but it tells us something important. Samsung is doubling down on expanding its lineup beyond just premium flagships. And the biggest takeaway? The S26 FE is basically confirmed. Now, if you followed Samsung for a while, you know the Fan Edition series has a very specific role. It's designed to deliver most of the flagship experience, but at a slightly more affordable price. That's why this matters, because while the main Samsung Galaxy S26 series pushes boundaries, the FE model is often the one that balances price and performance in a way that actually makes sense for more people. But here's where things get interesting. The previous model, the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, launched at around $650. This time, things might not be so friendly. Samsung has already increased prices on the standard S26 lineup, and if that trend continues, the S26 FE could start closer to $700. That puts it in a very awkward position. At $700, it starts creeping dangerously close to phones like the Apple iPhone 17 and the Google Pixel 10, devices that carry full flagship branding. So the big question becomes, if the price gap shrinks, does the Fan Edition still make sense? Because the whole appeal of the FE series has always been value. Now, beyond pricing, there are a few early hints about what we might see. Reports suggest Samsung could use display panels from a Chinese supplier instead of its own Samsung Display division. That might help reduce costs or maintain margins if prices go up, but it could impact display quality depending on how it's implemented. Timing-wise, nothing is official yet, but if Samsung sticks to its usual pattern, the S26 FE will likely launch around September. That's the same window we saw last year, and it makes sense strategically. It gives Samsung a second wave of attention after the main flagship launch. But the story doesn't end with the FE. Samsung is also clearly investing more into mid-range phones. The Galaxy M47 5G marks the return of the M40X series, which hasn't seen a new release since 2023. And then there's the Galaxy F70 Pro 5G, notably the first Pro model in the F series. That alone suggests Samsung is experimenting with adding more premium features into its budget-focused lineup. And this shift actually tells you a lot about where the market is going. Smartphone prices have been steadily climbing, especially in the flagship category. At some point, people start questioning whether they really need to spend that much. That's where devices like the FE, M series, and F series come in, offering good enough performance at a lower price. Samsung seems to be betting that more people will move in that direction. And honestly, that's a pretty smart move, because right now the biggest competition isn't just about who has the best camera or fastest chip, it's about who offers the best value. If Samsung can get the balance right with the S26 FE, it could be one of the most important phones in the entire lineup. But if pricing goes too high, it risks losing the very audience it's meant to attract. So this upcoming S26 FE isn't just another model, it's kind of a test of how far Samsung can push prices before people start looking elsewhere. And with more mid-range options like the M47 and F70 Pro entering the picture, it's clear Samsung isn't leaving anything to chance. They're covering every price segment, from premium flagships down to budget-friendly devices. The only question now is which strategy wins, pushing high-end innovation or delivering smarter value. Because this time, the Fan Edition might not just be an alternative, it could be the main event. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.